Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Anarchy Behind the Scenes. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted a question. We thoroughly enjoyed reading through them all. Hopefully the questions that we have selected to answer will give you a broad brush idea of everything it is that you're interested in about Anarchy Behind the Scenes. If I could go back in time to fly a different aircraft, it would probably have been the Lightning. Just the appearance of its massive engines and its short wings, the performance that it had back in the day, and surely it would have been an absolute dream to fly. So I start building my display sequence before Christmas. I then jump into the sim from January onwards when I look to see what manoeuvres will work in the sequence quite well. I use all of the experience from previous display pilots to help me do this. Unfortunately, as many people would like a supersonic pass in the display, it is not something that we are able to do. The maximum speed which we can hit is 600 knots or Mach 0.92, which I can assure you at 100 feet will look fast. If I was to do a supersonic pass, I think we would have quite a lot of unhappy people when they go back to their car windows, and I also wouldn't be the display pilot for very long after. For the Typhoon display this year, I can assure you there will be plenty of reheat used. It will try to be as different as possible from last year. We have a select number of manoeuvres that we are allowed to perform within the Typhoon, but it is my job to try and put these together in a new, more dynamic, more exciting way. The Typhoon does give us audio warnings when there is something wrong with the jet. These are very few and infrequent, but thankfully the jet has numerous computers to keep us safe while we are displaying. I joined the Air Force back in 2009, and my best experience so far would definitely be deploying in operations while flying the Eurofighter Typhoon. It was the culmination of many years of hard training, and it really was a great sense of achievement. The best part about being a fighter pilot definitely has to be flying the Eurofighter Typhoon with its sheer performance, manoeuvrability and acceleration. How did I become one? Well, I feel it started when I was a lot younger. When I was 13, I joined the Air Cadets in Northern Ireland, 2004 Squadron, Ballynahinch. And through that, I was able to do a lot of flying and gliding. I became a gliding instructor for a number of years, and I even got my private pilot's license through a number of scholarships. I feel that these have all helped me gain stepping stones to where I am today in the Royal Air Force. I tend not to get scared or nervous when trying new manoeuvres. Thankfully, we have a fantastic simulator which allows me to practice all of the manoeuvres in a safe environment before I even think about taking them into the sky, so that whenever I do perform them in the aircraft, I know exactly how to handle the aircraft and exactly where the safety envelope is so that I do not take it outside. The most G that I have ever pulled is 9G. That is what the Typhoon is limited to, but thanks to its incredible performance, it can sustain 9G and even accelerate at the same time, which makes the display so spectacular and my job inside the cockpit that little bit harder having to put up with so much G. The bit I'm most looking forward to this year, on top of displaying the Eurofighter Typhoon, is being able to get out and meet you all at the air shows. I cannot wait to be able to hopefully inspire the Royal Air Force's next generation of pilots. To join the Royal Air Force, you need 5 GCSEs, which include Maths and English at grade A to C, and also 2 A levels or the equivalent. But for all the latest information, go on to the RAF recruiting website, or why not call into your local AFCO and have a chat with someone there. The Typhoon display team is very hopeful to bring the jet over to Northern Ireland to hopefully display at Portrush this year. Our display schedule is still being finalised and confirmed, but I have everything crossed that I'll be able to bring the Typhoon back home. The process for selecting the Typhoon display pilot for next year is very detailed. At the end of the season, all hopeful pilots will submit their application form to the squadron boss. There will then be a shortlist. That shortlist will then be invited to take a flying test in our simulator, where they will perform one of the previous year's displays, but only with 24 hours notice to learn the entire sequence. After that, they will then go to an interview where all the squadron execs will ask them relevant questions to make sure they are the right person for the job. It is not quite as straightforward as being able to say what is the maximum height for a Typhoon pilot. Numerous bodily dimensions come into it. For example, the distance from your knee to your backside is quite important to make sure that when you eject, you'll be able to get out of the cockpit safely. Rest assured, we have some very tall Typhoon pilots within the force, well over 6 foot. We also have some very short pilots, and believe it or not, even a couple that are shorter than me. So, all I would say is, why not apply and have a go?